It's time for a daily dose of cope. And I was over in the Leopards Ate My Face subreddit. And it seems to be that there are some regrets, some MAGA regrets, especially after watching all of this unfold in Minnesota. And this person, Cal Cara Soil, took the time to compile a bunch of posts for us. So I'm going to sit here and read through some of these posts. This person named Kyle is burning his MAGA hat, and he's saying, I voted for Trump. I supported most of his policies. I agree with conservatives most of the time, but I will not partake in this. If exercising your Second Amendment right warrants your death, if rendering aid to your fellow countrymen warrants a death sentence, if constitutional rights take a back seat to administrative policies or infringements are a justified means to an end, I will not partake. If you can justify his murder, you'll justify mine. It took a white man getting taken out because black and brown people have been getting snatched up and gunned down. But Kyle sees himself in Alex Peretti. We have Amy. Amy says, I don't say this lightly, but I can no longer support Trump. The actions carried out by ICE are wrong and inhumane, and leadership is responsible for it. Accountability matters, and so does humanity. There was a time when I felt I could support Trump, even if I didn't agree with everything, but watching what happened with ICE changed that for me completely. The cruelty, the lack of humanity, the suffering of families, it's not something I can justify or look away from. This isn't about politics anymore. It's about basic human decency, and I can't support anyone who allows that to be violated. Now it's about humanity and decency. Now, what changed now, Amy? Grace says, I would like to hear from other Trump supporters. How are you feeling about the last 3 weeks with ICE shootings and schmurder? Because I no longer can support a president that shows no remorse and continues to allow this to go on. I'm beyond sad. My heart is hurting. And to be clear, yes, I've been a libertarian for many, many years and also a Trump supporter for several years. I have my reasons. I'm now not. So this is very interesting to see. And Grace said that in all cap locks, so you know she's serious. We have Greg. He says, I voted for Donald Trump this time around because I was sick of the left moving left. But mark my words, if he doesn't pull in the reins on those animals that he calls ICE agents and go about deportation in a more controlled manner, this will be the end of Republicans in power. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong, but that's what's going to happen. This is what I am really, really hoping for. This person's name is Walter. His name got cut off. It says, no longer a Trump supporter. I stopped being a Trump supporter on January 14th, 2026. When I read a Facebook post, a friend of mine had reposted from an Australian post. I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back, though I had been a troubled Trump supporter for quite some time. But the Australian post showing the perspective of the world impact seen by a person in Australia pushed me over the edge. I'm not coming over as far as my Democrat friends would like. I'm still a Republican, and I oppose another impeachment, partly because I don't think it will work. And I will still support anything President Trump does that I agree with. But just about everything that bothered that Australian writer is something where I have to agree. I was not happy with the Obama administration or the Biden administration, but I am disgusted with much of what the Trump administration is doing. And this disgust is growing in me like the frog boiling in the pot that suddenly realizes it's in trouble. My disgust is centered on the Republican move to support Trump's wishes rather than Republican principles. And then the rest of his sentence gets cut off. So he sounds like he's just being kind of wishy-washy and is just kind of irritated about optics. So this person, Walter, is not going to make a change. We have Jeremy. Jeremy says, I'm a Republican and I voted for Trump. I'm usually the first person to law enforcement's defense, especially since I have been in those types of situations. But the comments being made this morning by Republicans make me sick. I've watched all the videos, all the views, even watched the events leading up to it and the events following it. This guy did not approach Border Patrol, They approached him. CBP escalated while he tried to de escalate. The administration needs to backtrack, take politics out of it, and handle this professionally before they lose a lot of Republicans on this one. F political affiliations. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Simple as that. In this moment, your actions will speak louder than your words. Maybe this person's name is Meg Dana. Maybe Meg Dana. Meg Dana says, when I voted for Trump, it wasn't because I believed he was some brilliant leader. I voted because I didn't want drag queens performing for preschool kids. I voted because I didn't want my daughter sharing a locker room with boys in the name of inclusion. I voted because I couldn't accept the idea of children being pushed towards irreversible gender surgeries before they even understand life. I voted because while the U.S. struggled with cocaine and fentanyl destroying communities, the government was busy sending millions of condoms to other countries. This person is just bought into everything that Fox News have said. Okay. All of this felt like common sense, and Trump knew exactly how to use these failures to his advantage. He didn't win on competence. He won because the leadership before him was so disconnected from reality that people chose him out of frustration. For a moment, he slammed the brakes on madness, but the truth is he is still a corrupt billionaire with his own agenda, and now he's causing chaos across the world, one crisis after another. People thought they were voting for change, but all they got was a different version of dysfunction with a louder mouth and a bigger spotlight. All of the things that this person wrote is not like, was it really chaos? What, like, all of the whole drag queen thing, there's not that many trans kids out there. Like, what is this? And why do they think that this was, you know what, it's Fox News? All right, let's keep it moving. We have Tiffany. Tiffany said, I voted for Trump the first time. I have no problem admitting that I was wrong, very wrong. And while at the time I felt my reasons for voting for him were right, I can also admit that I didn't actually take him all that seriously and assumed we'd had a bumbling idiot that Congress would keep in line because at that time I still held out belief and faith that not every politician was out for themselves. I can also admit that I did not look deep into Trump's past, and in doing so, I did not do enough research. As a rape victim myself, I am truly ashamed that I voted for this man, and I'm very ashamed of the people who still knowingly support someone who brutally raped his wife and paid out of court settlements to the parents of children he SA'd. Again, I was wrong. But let me be clear. I haven't switched sides or become a Democrat or anything else tied to a political party. I'm a pissed off American who believes that all politicians have to sell some part of their soul to get to that level of politics, and none of them realistically give a damn about people like me and my neighbors. I refuse to support anyone who thinks our country is supposed to be run like it currently is and likes to pretend that the Constitution doesn't actually exist, or help cover up crimes like murder and pedophilia, or invades countries by shilling lies to people who absolutely refuse to educate themselves and are willingly going to cheer themselves into having no rights. The country I once proudly believed in is dead, and I helped kill it by voting for him, but I refuse to willingly live in whatever hell he's trying to create without fighting back. Americans risked their lives once upon a time to create a country away from tyranny, and look at how we're honoring those sacrifices. Let's look at this post from Zach. Zach says, I voted for Trump. I do not support ICE. Its tactics, its brutalization, its invocation of novice, seemingly untrained members, the devastation it's caused the communities it's infiltrated, and essentially operating as a secret police granted immunity. I hope protests and boycotts continue, as that is where the power of the people remains. What I wish some of my liberal friends would understand is this. My feed runs rampant with F you if you voted for Trump or delete me / unfriend me. That's not a path to change or activism. It's social exile. It shuts the door on conversations that will actually move people. It replaces persuasion with punishment. You cannot bridge political and societal gaps by demonizing the people on the other side of them and that you've already decided to hate. It's especially difficult and, to be frank, ironic to watch this come from people who champion tolerance, inclusion, and understanding as core beliefs, yet offer none of it when faced with turmoil. These people helped burn down the house, and they really expect tolerance from those who are like, don't burn down the house. This is going to suck. The whole thing about being in social exile is absolutely right. And there are lots of people who do not want to talk to these people, associate with these people that helped usher this in. And I will continue to say, I wish the absolute worst on these people. They're going to have to fix it, though, some kind of way. And maybe they're going to have to create a coalition with other former Trump supporters to sit up there and bridge that gap, because there's a lot of fires to be put out. In the meantime, these faces have been eaten. You know, a lot of people touch the stove and they see that it's indeed hot. So I'm going to continue to speak out and show what these posts look like. That's it for now. Y'all go ahead and chime in, like, comment, and share. And I'm pushing towards 100,000 on YouTube.